I'm married to the only son, Clark Morgan, and my father-in-law is Jim Morgan, as a lot of people know him around, I guess, the surrounding counties and state for our Jersey herd. And then I have three sister-in-laws. One has passed away, that was Karen, and I have Cindy and Missy. We breed and own 50 or so jerseys that we show all over the state, national and world levels. On our farm, we do lease out our land. We farm just about 600 acres, that's grain. We have all 600 tillable, and then we have about 50 acres of hay ground that we obviously repurpose for our animals and such. We plant our winter wheat for our straw to make us a little bit self-sustainable for all of our show activities. And then we also just keep our livestock out here. I've been at Nationwide for almost 15 years. About 13 of that was in claims, so handling all of the good, bad, and evil that can happen to any insured at any level in farm and commercial and personal lines. And now I'm actually the underwriting territory manager for Ohio, West Virginia, Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan. Through all of the changes of life, and bad things happen and people pass away and you see people have to sell land, and we had to sell land just like everybody else to make ends meet and, you know, take care of taxes or whatnot when different people passed away. And through all of that, in around about, I'm assuming 2013, 14-ish, it was brought to our attention that the Champaign County Community Center was going to be putting something on that was read in one of the farm magazines of, hey, this is going to be in your county. And my father-in-law said, well, we've seen all of these bad things and we see neighbors losing everything, and we maybe need to go look into this. We went in and met with them, and through a few $1,000s was the best few $1,000s you could spend to say, let's set up some structure, knowing that there's a plan in place when something bad happens to somebody. And that's something that I think now Nationwide has truly embraced, to say, all right, here's all of the steps. We tell everybody about, you need to go set up a plan. There are different things of protect the next and land is your legacy, and all of these things of different, you know, if you inherit something, this is how you take care of it. I think the biggest thing is having something in place like land is your legacy versus sitting at the kitchen table. I think sitting at the kitchen table is great, and I think that that might be the old school way of doing things, and thinking that's if you 100% sure that your son, daughter, nephew, whomever you're leaving it to wants it, that might be okay. But when it comes to the legal binding piece, that little piece of paper is questionable. There's nobody that has whatever type of degree or license you want to call it sign off on it. Whereas land is your legacy is actual structured piece of paper. And it says, these are the things that happen. It also sets you up for saying, when something happens, here's who you call. You call this number and you have this whole process built out for you, because you have all of your emotions built up of, oh my goodness, somebody just died. Oh my goodness, what am I supposed to do? Who do I call? Do I have to shut off the power? Whatever the issue might be, or who's gonna feed the animals? Who's gonna do the chores that day? Whereas that land of your legacy takes all of that stress piece of all of the financials and the setting up and knowing all of the steps. They do all of that for you. And they take care of everything that you would have written down at the kitchen table. They make sure it actually happens. Whether you are that 5,000 acre farmer that is more of a business LLC, or if you're the little people like us that just have our livestock and our little farm, that trust works for you. But they know, they have all the legal teams and all the accountants and all the people that can walk you through that hand in hand. Being able to connect at a customer and an agent level of going, here's all the information that we have to offer. And here's all of the great things that we can do for your family and for any bad thing that could potentially happen in your whole life, that knowing that you have somebody behind you all of the time. No matter what the level is of, how are your crops looking? Are you guys getting rain? How is your herd looking this year? Whatever that might be, Nationwide has been there leaps and bounds more than what I could have ever asked for.